So for this video, I'm going to show you how to make an ArcGIS story map. So once you set up an account on the site and you sign in, you're going to go to create story and hit start from scratch. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just gonna work with the one that I have published. I took some things out so that way you guys can see how it actually works. So I'm gonna go to my published story. So this is how it would look once it's fully published. So scroll down, show a little bit. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit and add the things that I took out back in. So I'm going to go to edit story. Just notice something too. I'm going to add that's there. Okay. So now I'm going to scroll down to the chart here, because the cool thing about the story maps in ArcGIS, you can add charts and stuff. So I hit the plus, so you can do maps, charts, tables, images, and etc. So for this, I'm going to add more to the chart. So I'm going to go to edit, and this is going to take me to where I can edit the chart. So I'm doing a 10-year period from the 69 precinct, which is the precinct in Canarsie, Brooklyn, which is the map, which is the neighborhood I was doing my story map on, focus. So I'm going to enter 20, the next years will be 2020, 21, 2022, 2023, and then 2024. Okay, and I'll enter the data in, have everything off screen, so I'll enter it really quickly. So we got 4, 11, 5, 4, and then 5. There you go. And so now that it just added it to the graph, to the line chart, and then for it to enter everything into the graph, we could just go here. So this is where you would enter the title, then the x-axis, the year, and then the y-axis, number of homicides. And then just like the ones in Google Sheets that we've done in class, same thing, same idea. It says the year, and then it'll also have the number as well. It'll show it on the map with the plot points, which is really cool. And then what you do, once that's done, you save it, and then it shows up in your story map. Okay. And then another thing too, so where did I get this data from? So now I can enter that data, which I have it here. I'm just gonna copy and paste. I'm just gonna copy the link here, right there, and put it there, since that's the source. Oh, well, I guess I didn't. Oh, well, I'll redo that then. Okay, I'll just do it this way. No problem. There we go. Now, so since I already did a map of Brooklyn, of Canarsie, Brooklyn, now I want to compare it to another state. So for this one, I was comparing it to Chicago. So plus sign, map. Start an express map. Search by location. So, and I did Englewood for Chicago. Just type it in, wait for it to come up, and then it'll zoom in. Then add to map. You can add an image or video. I added an image, so I have it saved on my computer already. It'll show here. Click add, and then don't forget to save the image, and then it'll show up here on the map. Then we save it here, and then it'll show up here on the map in your story map. And now to add text. So how do we add text? So it's pretty simple. Go to the text box, it'll drop down here, and then this is where you can type in any data that you have. So I'm just gonna type in the data that I have for Chicago that I found really quickly. %. Be the victim of homicide. Okay, and now go back to my Google Docs, since this is where I have the link for the source. Copy and paste it into here, and then there you go. And now the next thing I have is I have an image. So I'm gonna actually, this is another feature that you can do. You can drag, so you can move it up a little bit if you want. So I'm gonna drag this up just right here, so I'll move it up some. But now you can enter in images as well too. So so how to do that is very simple. Hit the plus sign, then we're gonna go to image, and then browse my files, your files, and then I'm going to grab this one, and then I'm going to add it, and then it'll plop into the story map. And then that's pretty much it. And then like this down here is like my conclusion that I came to when I was doing my story map. But now that I've done that, I showed you can compare states. So there's Brooklyn at the top, Canarsie, Brooklyn, and then along with the stats, some data, and then you have Chicago as well with stats and some images. So now once you've completed your story map, we're going to go to publish up here, and then make sure it's set to, it'll be set to private for the first time you do it. So it'll be set to private, so make sure you set it to public. And then once you do, hit publish. It'll give you a barcode, which is really cool, so that way you can have it on your phone, as well as other social links as well too. But then we go to view published story, and then it'll show up here. I'm just going to refresh this though, so that way. There you go. And then we scroll down. There's the Brooklyn map, Canarsie. There's the updated map, the updated line chart that we created. There's the map of Chicago. There's the stats, and there's the image that I entered. And then that's pretty much it. Hope the video was helpful, and it was a helpful tutorial. Thank you.